Hi, everybody. Today we are answering the question, what is 24/7 care? 24/7 care can mean having access to help or assistance 24/7, like being able to go to a hospital emergency room or a walk-in clinic, or it can mean a long list of other things. I'm Pamela D Wilson. My website is PamelaDWilson.com. On there, you'll find articles, videos, the opportunity to schedule a one-to-one consultation with me, my weekly podcast, and a lot of other helpful information for caregivers and aging adults. 24/7 care. It means having access to care in a variety of ways. So if you or an elderly parent gets sick, you can walk into a hospital emergency room and have care 24 hours a day. The same thing with some of those little walk-in clinics that you see on the corner. Then 24/7 care can also mean having assistance in the home. If you are a spouse, it could be caring for your spouse who is sick. If you are an adult child, it could be caring for your elderly parent. 24/7 care has a lot of different meanings. It also relates to hospice care, to palliative care, to care in a care community, which could be assisted living, memory care, or even a nursing home. So how do we know when care is needed for our parents? That can be challenging. Sometimes as adult children, we may notice that our parents are starting to struggle with day-to-day things like maybe the house isn't as clean as it once was, or they're having trouble figuring out medications, which medications they should take, how to pick them up at the pharmacy, making sure they're picked up on time, difficulties with going to the doctor, even difficulties bathing. All of those little things indicate that help is needed. But if our parents have always been strong and independent, they may refuse care. They may refuse help. Because in caregiving situations, everyone wants to remain independent. Our parents want to remain independent. We as that caregiver want to feel like we can do it all. We can handle all of this. The difficulty lies in not realizing that when we're a caregiver, we probably have never done this before. There are a lot of things that we don't even know that could happen or might happen, or things that are important that we don't realize that are important. And 6 months down the road, we think, oh my gosh, I wish somebody would have told me about that. I wish I would have known about that. That is exactly how I help aging adults and caregivers in care situations. I help you plan and I help you manage crisis situations where something has happened and you're not sure what to do. And let's talk about crisis situations for a minute, which could be an elderly parent having some type of emergency health issue, a heart attack, a hip fracture, something that takes them into the hospital. And the hospital is saying, well, your parent needs 24-hour care. They probably should go to a nursing home. Mom or dad may not want to go. And you're trying to figure out, well, what on earth do we do? I, as the child, can't take off work and be with my parents for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So maybe a nursing home short term is the option for rehabilitation. But then they get to the nursing home and they're not doing as well as you had hoped. They're not recovering as quickly. And the nursing home is saying, well, your parents, it's about time for them to go home. Insurance isn't going to pay anymore, but they still need 24/7 care. The question is, do they really need 24/7 care? What level of care do they need, and how do you know? And how do you not become responsible or liable if something happens? When I was a care manager for clients, which means I managed care in the home, I managed all aspects of care for older adults and the disabled, many times people would say, well, Pamela, your client needs 24/7 care. And I knew that they needed 24/7 care for a little while, but maybe not permanently. And I knew how to decide what they needed, what was safe, what should be done, and how to transition out of 24/7 care, which can be very expensive if you're paying for it, if you're having in-home caregivers come into the home. But it doesn't mean that that 24/7 care, even after a week, can't decrease, can't go back down as your parent becomes more independent. But the problem is we need the participation of the parent or of the person who had the health accident to regain independence. How we do that? It's a lot of things. Information is in a course on my website. It's called Taking Care of Elderly Parents Stay at Home. It's an online course. In that course, I take you through everything that I did as a care manager to help my clients become more independent when they had health issues, when they had health accidents. And what do you do if you are that child who's trying to help your parent and you see all these things happening? In and out of hospitals, health is getting worse, and you don't know what to do, and your parent, who does not have memory loss, I want to make that clear, is saying, I don't want care. I don't want to go to a care community. I don't need caregivers in the home. I had many of those situations with the clients and the families that I helped. And sometimes if a parent really has that ability to make their own decisions, it's their right. It's their choice to choose what they want. Now, what I will tell you is eventually, if your parent really has health issues and a lot of other complications, something will eventually happen. And that something is usually another hospital stay, a serious health issue, a fracture, something. Something will happen to change that situation. And at that point, your parent will no longer have the choice to say, I don't want care, because he or she won't be able to take care of him or herself. They're going to need some type of outside support, whether it's in-home caregivers, whether it's you, whether it's moving to a care community. So while that can be an uncomfortable period of time for you as a child, because you're worried about, oh my gosh, something is going to happen, the phone is going to ring someday, and it's not going to be good. That's true. But sometimes when parents dig in their heels and they want to be so independent that they refuse care, that's all that we as the child can do. If we've tried to convince and tried to help and they keep saying no, we have to be that bystander who says, okay, mom or dad, I accept the fact that you don't want help and this is what you want, but realize that when you do need help, we're going to have to look at options besides myself, because I may not be able to do it all. You may need more than I can help you with. And so having those conversations today is important. Talking about care in families is important. Understanding what 24/7 care is. And really, the idea is we all want to avoid 24/7 care. No one wants to have to go to a hospital, to a nursing home, to a care community, to need somebody 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to take care of us, even though sometimes when we are older, that can be exactly what happens. I'm Pamela D Wilson. Check out my website, PamelaDWilson.com. There's a lot of helpful information there for caregivers and aging adults. And please share this video with others you know who are looking for hope, help, and support about caregiving, aging, and health. Have a fabulous day today. I will see you again soon in another video.